What's up, all you lovely people? Scream 7, huge news. Stick around.
You're afraid of dying.
How do you know? You've never tried it before.
Alright, like button, subscribe button, this button, that button, YouTube algorithm. You know the drill. Alright, everyone. Huge news for Scream 7. It is now listed in Production Weekly. If you don't know what Production Weekly is, it is it's a publication from Hollywood that lists all movie TV productions. Well, not all, but the big movie TV productions that are that are current, I guess, active, if you will. And these don't get listed in there until something is certain. So now we have certainty with Scream 7, as if we were going to get it eventually, but now we have it. So here's what the layout looks like. As you can see, it gives you producers, writers, director, companies, production companies involved, as well as some dates. Now, if the dates are set in stone, it'll just give you that date. If it's not set in stone, it'll give you a range usually. And as we can see here, Q1 listed under status. Now, obviously Q1, first 3 months of 2024. So they're aiming to start shooting first 3 months 2024. As we know from Scream 6, shooting is going to be about 2.5 months. So they're hoping to be done with filming, as you see at the bottom, wrap date of April of 2024. Couple big things there. Obviously, that'd be amazing if it's done by April 2024. Now, here's the thing. A couple big things here. Obviously, we see Christopher Landon is now officially attached as director. It's pretty much been officially confirmed so far, but this is the first thing from the studio saying, hey, Christopher Landon directing. Another huge thing, there is no writers listed here. Now, if you look at the one from Scream 6, writers are listed. This just means at this point, officially, James and Guy, who the writers of 5 and 6, are not attached. I had some suspicions as to why this might be why they wouldn't be listed, and that is the biggest reason. We're in the middle of a writer strike. Since this was first listed during the writer strike, they might not be listed for that reason. However, I went back and looked at other entries that were initially listed during the writer strike, and they have writers. So that can't be the reason, because other productions have their writers listed. So as of this point, we do have the new director listed. We do not have any writers attached. Now, it could just be they were in negotiations at the time, and now the strike paused the negotiations. But because of the way Radio Silence laid out their work method, or their timeline for writing and getting the movies made, it sounds to me like the writers, James and Guy, were actually contracted before they started writing, which is usually how it happens. With Scream 5, obviously they wrote the script, the idea, they went to the studio, and then the studio got that. For 6, though, 6 was greenlit, and James and Guy went off and started writing. So they already wrote the movie. They already wrote 6 before the Production Weekly entry existed. It doesn't seem the same way here. So we might be getting new writers. Maybe there's just negotiations that are not fully fleshed out, and the strike interrupted that. Who knows? But that's a big thing to take away here. No writers attached to this movie yet. So next thing, there's no cast listed. Once again, though, if there's no writers listed, they don't have a full script. If they don't have a full script, they can't know who to cast, can't know which character is going to be there. So I'm thinking the actor and writer strike is really affecting this, but they just wanted to get something on the books. So we've got no cast, we've got no writers. Courtney Cox not listed as an executive producer. We've got Christopher Landon as the new director. Most of the other stuff is the same. The production company's involved. It's Montreal still, it appears. And the same Blackstone. That's the same information they used for Scream 6. Now, one thing that is different also is if you look at the bottom, you see W/T, Blackbird. Now that means a working title. While it's filming, they'll say Blackbird. So that's a little bit of an update, but it's very close to Blackstone, which is what it was last, for Scream 6. So one more thing I want to point out here. If you look at the projected wrap date, April 2024. So April 2024 projected wrap date for Scream 7. Now, we go back and we look at the wrap date for Scream 6. That was August 2022. And then we got a release date of March 2023. That's approximately 7 months. If they do, in fact, wrap April 2024, that is a prime time to follow the same timeline, 7 months, and get a Halloween release date. Just a Scream Halloween release date. We know the original Scream was released in December around Christmas time, but we could get a Halloween release date for Scream 7. Y'all, that would be amazing. Now, I want to put a caveat to all this. The writers and actors strike is affecting this. So if the writers and actors strike does not end, this is going to be affected. They're going to have to keep going. If the writers strike keeps going for another 3 months, 2-3 months, that production date is going to be moved out. But for now, what we know, Scream 7 officially listed in Production Weekly. It's moving forward as far as it can without writers and actors, and that's a good sign. Let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. How do you feel about a Halloween release date for Scream 7? Once again, like, subscribe. If you're interested in any paintings, any merch, I will have those links in the description. I do have a merch store with a few shirts and stickers, and I've got an Etsy store with some paintings and stuff. Really does help me out. If you want to check those out, they'll be in the description. With all that out of the way, I love you. Have a safe week, safe weekend.